Oh, Del Horde, salute NASCAR fans. I am the NASCAR bootlegger. I am a NASCAR bootlegger. I make $0 bootlegging this shit. I do it for free because I love to bootleg. I love old races. Anybody knows me knows I'm a big fan of them 1968, 69 Torino Talladegas or those Mercury Cyclones. I think it's just a sexy as fuck car. God, I wish I can go into a time machine and go get one of those things and bring it back today. But is what it is. So real racing, real men, real cars, real NASCAR, even red rags that might bring offense to some snowflake new NASCAR. We can't have that. It's just part of tradition and history that snowflakes have ruined. Either way, let's go back, NASCAR fans. Let's go back to David Pearson, maybe. Wood Brothers, Petty.
This is another stop on our coverage of the super speedways of America. Earlier in the year, you saw the Daytona 500, which was won by Cale Yarborough. He came back to win in Atlanta. He hopes to make it 3 today in a row on the super speedways. However, sitting on the pole is his old and that's on the front stretch. Both turns are almost single file, so it should provide for the first time. It was approved about a month ago. It'll be the first super speedway race that they'll be used on, and it'll be interesting to see how they run. Here's a new tire just designed for this race. Look at how wide it is, how slick, very few air holes. It looks almost like a drag race. The drivers kept quite cool with it.
And this will be worn, incidentally, by Paul Goldsmith today. 396 engine and Cale Yarborough in a new 68 Mercury Cyclone. And Richard Petty, last year's Rebel 400 winner. Right now, things are kind of quiet. That outside spot. On the inside is David Pearson in car number 17. Then moving back to 2 is Darrell Derringer and Bobby Allison. Then Donnie Allison and Buddy Baker. And
Buddy Baker. I love saying Buddy Baker.
In row 4, Cale Yarborough and Charlie Glotzback in row 5. Richard Petty and Bobby Allison.
Wood Brothers.
In row 6, James Hilton and John Sears in row 7. Row 8, Elmo Langley and Paul Goldsmith. Bud Moore and Bill Champion in row 9.
Bud Moore. Dale Earnhardt drove for Bud Moore.
As they come around, getting into position for the start. And here they come. The green flag is out.
The green flag's out. Here we go. Race fans.
We're going to see which was the wisest, Pearson or Leroy.
And it looks like Pearson. Pearson hangs on to the inside, and Leroy goes just a little bit high as they head to the backstretch. It's Pearson around that first turn, around number 2, and into the backstretch.
Yeah, listen to the motors. It don't sound like that no more.
I guess so, and I think they he chose it.
There you see how they have to go single file as they go into these turns. There isn't too much room to pass on this race. He's followed by Richard Petty. And this must really be a thrill to have to come down that chute and then come into just a little tiny one-lane curve.
Well, all your passing's really got to be done on that front stretch, Bill. It's about the only place in the racetrack.
Look at how close they're running. There's Bobby Allison on the inside.
Bobby Allison.
Now, can he get him?
He should have really made his move in the front. It's awful hard in the back. I doubt it, Bill.
Yep, there goes Leroy. Just a little bit ahead as Bobby has to back off, going into single file into that turn. So it's David Pearson in car number 17, and there's a car blowing. That is car number 88, entered by Serge Adams, and I believe Neil Castle's in it.
Yes, the 88 is. Bill, he had trouble with his own car
here so far, but has not won at Darlington in his entire career. Matter of fact, David has not won on a super speedway since 1961, so he's had a long drought. In second place is Leroy Yarborough, and Bobby Allison is running third. Buddy Baker.
Buddy Baker!
There's Tiny Lund. And a spin up here. It is Bobby Allison.
Fuck, Bobby Allison.
Throwing metal off the car, spun around. The right front is wobbly. And a friend, I don't know what happened, but he definitely is in trouble.
Himself and Buddy Baker were running quite closely together through turn.
Roy in first place, Buddy Baker, then Donnie Allison and Cale Yarborough. The first 4 cars right now. David Pearson running back in the number 5 spot, and look at this.
I might add, Bill, Buddy Baker has really moved up there.
Buddy Baker.
And Leroy.
I thought he was going to get him there for just a moment. The official report on Bobby Allison is that he had contact with Buddy Baker and spun, but he's still in the race. And Buddy Baker putting the heat on Leroy Yarborough. So it promises to be a earlier, Glenn Wood told us what happens on a pit stop.
Well, I usually stop the car, and Leonard changes the front tire, wrap it with the back with the air guns, and Delano, other brother, uses the jack. And
Good brothers, look at this shit, man. Isn't it great? No window net, no safety gear.
I can go to the front and help Leonard with that, providing I don't have to go under the hood for anything, and Kenneth Martin puts the gas in. So then if anybody gets done a little ahead, and there's something yet to do, which one gets done first does it.
And there was plenty to do on that pit stop. Back for more of the Rebel 400 in just a moment. Those two Dodge Chargers still running 1 and 2 at this point, with Leroy Yarbrough dropping back into third place. Now the other cars taking the opportunity.
Buddy Baker, Buddy Baker, Buddy Baker.
Come in for the pit stop.
Wood brothers.
Wood brothers have been busy today on Cale Yarborough's car. Look at them duel coming down the straightaway. Baker right up alongside of it. Boy, how close can you get, Fred?
They are running close.
Couple Dodge Chargers out there running hard today, race fans.
He is running.
Look at that shit, Mopar fans.
Driving a Charger today. There are two of them side by side. And Klotzbach squeezing off Baker as they go into the turn. This has been the best racing of the day between any two particular cars. We've
Been with the Holman Moody team ever since.
Really, they don't want him to put too much heat on Baker. Here at the Rebel 400 is the leader is David Pearson, who is driving a car with the smallest engine, at least of the 68 cars running here today, 396 cubic inches. And he has taken the lead by 1 full lap over Richard Petty, who is now coming out of the pit row. The car in front there with pit exit until Richard Petty had gone by. That was because Pearson did not complete a full stop when he came in on that first pit stop. So it could be a little bit costly to him, Fred Lorenzen.
It sure could, but he's just jumped back by Petty, and that should put him in the lead.
It does put him in the lead. They were on the same lap, as you'll recall. Before that incident, Petty was...
Keep it over full, and all it'll do is blow it out if it's too full.
I'll tell you one thing, it cost him some extra seconds in there because Petty is back out there ahead of him. And here's a look at some of the tire wear of this afternoon, Fred. Boy, good thing for those interliners, right?
Without question, Bill, the biggest single safety factor in racing.
Now, the two leaders, Richard Petty and David Pearson, and that's Buddy Baker up there.
Buddy Baker! We love Buddy Baker, Buddy Baker, Buddy Baker. Gotta say Buddy Baker.
Behind. He is unlapped him.
Driving the street with him, just like a passenger car tire could probably ride around this track right now. So when it even starts to sprinkle a little bit, the race is absolutely brought under caution.
Pit stop here, and that moves Darrell Derringer into second place behind David Pearson. And apparently the rain shower is over because the green flag is now out.
How long as the day goes on, it just moves up high because the track keeps getting slick. By the end of the day, it's right up against the fence.
Well, that's where it is right now. And there's somebody else up against the fence, and it's Dr. Don Tarr, a surgeon from Miami, who races for the fun of it. And now the white flag has been given to David Pearson. When he comes around this time, it'll be the checkered flag for him.
David Pearson, what a driver, hell of a driver, lost to time. NASCAR legend.
Checkered flag for David Pearson.
fucking Pearson wins.
Big win for him on the
Big win for David Pearson today.
And the 5th win this year. And a mighty welcome victory it is, too, because it brings him $13,900 for the first place finish. And it proves one thing with that small engine here this afternoon.
The smallest engine won.
Paid off. Now all the other cars being given the checkered flag.
I had a 1985 T-Bird with a 3.8 liter V6 fuel injected that won a bracket racing trophy at Kansas City International Speedway down there at Knobtown. He's smoking a cigarette. Look at that shit. What a man. I need a smoke after that.
And I could go ahead and get it, so I thought I'd go ahead and get in front then. David, did you have any qualms at the end of the race? We thought you were smoking a little bit.
He's smoking now. He needs that cigarette.
A couple laps ahead, so I just want to.
Shit, there's someone in the car next to him.
Background, it's really roaring for you. Thank you. That's the 5th win this year for David Pearson.
as David goes down in front of the grandstand, a terrific roar.
Enough of that shit. Ain't that fucking great, man? Old racing. I asked the old lady, says, what would you like to see, man? You know, the best guy, the best equipment, or everybody's got the same shit and it's just whoever wins, wins. I always believe this. The best guys, the best gear, the best equipment wins the races. Hands down. Not, we got to make everybody the same and all this. Nah, the racing sucks. Yeah, it might be a little packed now and maybe there's some... But everybody, it's all the same. When you look at a car today, there's nothing Toyota about the Toyota. It's just a little sticker on it, some fiberglass shit. There's nothing Chevy about the Chevy, nothing Ford about the Ford, unless they use some kind of motor parts. I mean, these cars today look like nothing I can buy off the showroom floor like it meant back in the day. Again, this is the 60s. This is when I was growing up. We've been spoiled. We see this shit every weekend. You know, it's all the races are filmed, but back in the 60s, you were lucky if this shit was even on TV. Oh, I remember a Talladega race that had a rain delay. CBS fucked up, and this is history. They went to golf. The rain went away and the race started, but they kept with the golf tournament, said fuck NASCAR, and CBS never, ever got a contract again with NASCAR after blowing that one. Little race history there. I remember that. Hit the like and subscribe. You can all the help I get. 7,000 quality videos. Need 900 subbies. Going towards that 1,000. Thanks, race fans.